Boom. Not only that, but just as a result of that, I had an average sized, an average sized ketchup bottle right by my side. As soon as I said that, it increased to being this big. And you can't make up something like this. Look at it. This is real. This is like, it's got even got the 57 right there. Bang, bada boom. So that's the magic of this. That was just a few seconds. It was a 14-ounce little ketchup bottle. That's the power of what I'm telling you. Man, we're on fire today. Woo!
That's David Brier branding, um, and that's why I guess you amply titled your website "Rising Above the Noise."
That would be correct.
Yeah, and tell us a little bit quickly, David, about the work that you have behind you. I'm assuming those are clients that you've got in the pipe.
Yeah, totally correct. Right, I would say the right there. I'm
Right.
trying
Yeah.
to frame it. There we go. That one there. That's for a salon. And this one right here, right there. Oh, this is so cool. This is like really like special effects. Woo! Right there. Anyway, that right there.
CGI.
That's for Museum of Modern Art. That was I wrote a love letter to Paola Antonelli, who is the design curator, and obviously she's a lovely Irish girl. Paola Antonelli. And so I'm sure that she just loves her pasta. But
Right.
that was for the MoMA, for the Museum of Modern Art, and there's other project that right there. You see, whatever. I can't get my arms to move. There we go. In that section, up there, you see artwork that's in our studio that is actual personal artwork. And so we've got design work, we've got all kinds of stuff. And that smaller ketchup bottle right there, that is part of a direct mail campaign that I cannot say anything more
Mm,
about right now. I would tell you, but then I'd have to kill you and every one of your listeners. And frankly, I
that's a
can't
lot
fit
of
that into my
people.
schedule right now. It's a lot of
That's
people.
a lot of people.
I can't fit that into my schedule right now.
Well, that looks like a nice little office. Very busy looking.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, we have a 3,000 square foot office where all of the work gets done, because a lot of the projects literally we need to lay it out and say, okay, because we're creating a system. And here's just one other thing I will tell you for you and your listeners. I've run into this. I've oftentimes had this. Usually there's the misconceived notion that I have a logo, I have a brand. That
Right. Mm,
that would be like saying I have a tire, I have a car.
good
That's
example.
about the equivalent. Yeah, you got something that's going to roll, but I don't know that you're going to want to go on a 300-mile trip on that little bad boy. Okay, so um, that's really an very incomplete conception. A brand is all inclusive. It is all the various touch points. It's kind of like saying you were asking about personal branding earlier. That's like saying I've got a business tie, I have my brand.
Mm,
That's not true.
true.
I have my high-heeled pumps. I have my brand. No, that's not true. It's incomplete. The logo is one part of it. That's the core. But you have outer layers that are various points that a person, or an individual, a business will come into contact with. And what happens is you manage each one of those well, and you orchestrate them well, and you choreograph them well. The experience becomes consistent. It's like you look at the best managed brand on the planet, Apple. Whether you go to a store the way you're treated by the employees, every store or tech support or this, that, the other, the products, the experience, all of those things, the website presence, all of that is beautifully consistent. And they don't leave it to chance. They don't just have the Apple icon and
Yeah.
okay, well,
Hope for the
I'll let
best.
all the rest of it just fall to wherever it falls.
Hmm. All right. Thanks for sharing that, David. And last question for you, because we're in a society that's just changing, and I'm wondering, how will branding change? Will it change? What's the future of it?
The future of branding, gosh, I feel like right now I'm sort of at that final moment in the king's speech where he walks on the balcony and he just talks to everybody. The future of branding. Anyway, but that's not
Lord
exactly that's
Brier. That sounds very regal. Lord
well actually
Brier.
it would be the future of branding, my people. Um, the branding. I will actually put it this way because I think this will be most useful for you and your listeners. I was actually we've created a LinkedIn group, and there was a dialogue going on, and someone was talking about well, why approach it in this systematic way, and why approach it in this systematic way, and I said, look, you know what? The fact is that this system works, and this system works. Those are both valid, and many other systems work.
Right.
But the most important thing, there's nothing that replaces being observant, having judgment, being intelligent, having a keen observation of the dynamics involved, where you know who are you talking to because it's going to be different for different people, and really balancing your brand against that. For example, if I had a gorgeous red car right here, beautiful, nice new red car, and it could just be a sort of moderate priced car, and I have a father and a son walking in. The father's going to walk in, he's going to kick the tires, he's going to look at the sort of the safety rating, and he's going to look at how many miles per gallon. Whereas the son's going to look at the vehicle, and he's going to be thinking to himself, chick magnet. Well, the thing is now, if you're going to be marketing to that son versus marketing to the father, you're going to have different messages. I don't think you're going to want to pitch to the father, hey, Dad, that's where your son's going to be getting lucky, you know? I mean, it ain't going to happen. So the thing is from a branding standpoint, the future of branding is going to be reliant upon you and I and anybody who's in business being intelligent, using their tools of design and color and language and looking those things and embracing those things, building those things so they're integral to the brand and they're not just an add-on. Branding is not just a decorative thing where it's the frosting on the cake. It is the cake. It's the ingredients. It's the flour. It's the baker. It's the oven.
If you don't have the right recipe, then your cake doesn't come out.
Well, not only
Yeah.
that, but I mean, but not nobody. When it does come out and you put it on people's plates, all you will see will be nothing eaten, which is very crummy.
Yeah, that's nice pun. So you've mentioned it perfectly. Images, words, and all that stuff for branding, and you've actually put together a little special gift for our fans today. And tell me a little bit more about that, David. What do you got for us?
Well, it's very, very, very simple. The way it works is that because your listeners are some of the finest around and that they've been so well behaved during this broadcast, that I wanted to make available to them an ebook that we created called The Lucky Brand. And it's basically how to outperform, outshine, and outlast your competition. The 10 rules of how to do that. It's a fabulous, fabulous ebook. It's visually very strong,
Right.
and it's very short. We intentionally kept it consistently, really, really concise with an action item, what to do. So that's the thing that all of your listeners can access. They simply go to risingabovethenoise.com and they'll see on the left the Lucky Brand, and they can just request it, and we'll send it off to them. It's a great, great tool and something that I want to extend personally from me to you.
That is a nice gift, and it's it's amazing to be able to learn from you, David. And I've been in marketing and business development for a little less than 20 years. So having the privilege of learning from you has been great. And that Lucky Brand book is definitely something that I would recommend to everybody picked up. It doesn't cost them anything, right?
It does not cost anything whatsoever.
Big donut,
Zero.
free.
Yep.
I love free, and I
A
hope everybody
total
else.
a total donut. Like it is zero. Zero. Zero.
I see you.
Nothing.
Okay,
Nada.
wonderful.
Zippo.
So I think that is very nice of you, and I appreciate it. I'm going to make sure I leave that link in the show notes so anybody can access it, and only the ones that are listening to the wonderful show we have tonight. Once again, for those that missed it, David Brier, branding guru specialist, master of design, you name it. So, David, thanks for being on the show. And Learn About TV is going up from here, starting with this first broadcast. And I appreciate you being on it.
Absolutely. Thanks, John, for having me, and it's an honor to totally help you kick off this fabulous new um, sort of era in Learn About TV.
Wonderful. I appreciate it, Dave. Have a good one, and we'll speak soon enough.
Absolutely. Thanks, John.